Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is Quotes 51. Today we're going to have a quote from Groucho Marx. He was a very, very famous old comedian way back in the days of black and white movies. I think in the 1920s, 1930s. He used to actually do a lot of comedy movies with his brothers. It was called the Marx Brothers. But anyway, this is a famous quote from him. Who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes? So it was meant as a joke at first. So let's look at the first note. This quote is from the comedian Groucho Marx in the movie Duck Soup. It was also later used by another comedian, Richard Pryor, in the same way, both times as a joke. Both times it was in a situation where some woman was saying, "Hey, I caught you in bed with another woman." And, he was saying, no, he was always like, deny, deny, deny. No, 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 no. It's not true. How can you say it's not true? I seen you. And that was his line. Who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes? Richard Pryor used it the same way. He said that his wife caught him in bed with another woman and, just deny, deny. No, no, nothing was happening. It was innocent. No, no, not true. Who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes? To be honest, in real life, I don't think this is going to work. If your wife or your girlfriend or whoever caught you in bed directly, caught you red-handed with another woman in bed, and you try to say this line, I don't think you're going to get away with it. But it was meant as a joke. Both times it was meant to be funny. However, today, a lot of times, this is often repeated in the news. So let's look at the next note. In our modern times, we hear many official stories that come from the government and is repeated by the mainstream media. However, very often, irrefutable evidence. Irrefutable means like undeniable. It's like 100%. You could see very clear that this is correct or this is right. So irrefutable evidence could be found on the internet to disprove the official story, the story that the government is saying. Many internet commentators will often use this line in reference to how the mainstream media will respond when confronted with any evidence that goes against their official narrative. So their official story, remember if we say narrative, it's a story or description of events. So if they have, most of the time they try to ignore it completely. But if they have to address it at all, because it's kind of too big, they will usually say, they will deny, deny, deny. They will say it's not true. Or they'll pick one little questionable aspect about it and say, well, you see, that's not really true, so therefore the whole thing is not true. They will say they debunked it, where they never really even addressed it. They never looked at all the facts that would prove that their story is wrong. So many commentators who are talking about this in reference to the mainstream media is basically telling the people, well, who are you going to believe? Are you going to believe me or your lying eyes? Basically, so that's how it's used today. So now it's used today in a more serious sense, but originally it's meant as a joke. All right, I hope you got it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for your time.